I don't need a hard disk in my computer if I can get to the server faster. Carrying around these non-connected computers is Byzantine by comparison. Words are from Steve Jobs. Welcome to Compare Clouds Presents Database Services on AWS and Azure Clouds Part 1. AWS offers Managed Relation Database Service, Petabyte Scale Data Warehousing Service, Fast and Scalable NoSQL Service, as well as in-memory caching service. Though AWS offers RDS, DynamoDB, Redshift, and Elastic Cache database services, this video will focus on most popular and commonly used Amazon Relational Database Services, also called RDS. Amazon RDS is a web service that makes it easier to set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the cloud. So, now let us explore the AWS Management Console to deploy our first relational database in AWS Cloud. In this part of the series, we will have a look on the database services being offered by AWS. Especially, we will have a look on RDS service, that is Relational Database Service, which is being offered. So let us go to RDS dashboard. Yeah, this is our dashboard of Amazon Relational Database Service. As it says, AWS RDS makes it easy to set up, operate, and scale relational databases in the cloud. It provides cost-efficient and resizable capacity while managing time-consuming database administration tasks. Steps are as follows. First, you will launch your DB instance, which you can even customize, which will have a customized database engine, and then you will connect to your DB instance as it get provisioned, and later you can even monitor and manage your DB instance. For example, you can add new resources to your DB instance, as well as you can monitor your DB instance to meet your application requirements. So let us start our journey of RDS. Yeah, at first we need to select an engine that we will be deploying on our DB instance. For example, you can go with Amazon Aurora that offers an enterprise class database which will cost you not even $1 per day, and it's even MySQL compatible. You can go for it. Then you have MySQL Community Edition, which is the most popular database in the world. And then even Amazon Aurora offers compatible version of it. Then you can go with MariaDB. Services being offered, you can clearly see here. It even supports size up to 6 TB. Then even Amazon Aurora compatible version of the same MariaDB is also available. Same for PostgreSQL. So basically there are various options you have, among which one you can choose for your DB instance. And you have Oracle Enterprise Edition that is even eligible for your free tier if you want to choose. You have Oracle Standard Edition available. You have Oracle Standard Edition 1 available. So like that, there are various editions of Oracle are available to deploy. Oracle Standard Edition 2 as well as 1, both are eligible for free tier. Then you have Microsoft SQL Server. For example, you can go with SQL Server Express, which is eligible for free tier. You can even go for SQL Server Web or SQL Server Standard Edition. You have Enterprise Edition also available. So based on your requirement, what sort of requirement do you have, you can choose one among them. So for this experiment, we will be going with MySQL as it's free tier eligible. Normally it's intended for use outside of production environment, and it's even eligible under free tier as I already told. Then you have MySQL multi-AZ deployment and provision IPS storage MySQL. I will go with the first one. Yeah, now we are at the third step where we will specify the DB details. As you can see on my screen, So the first thing, which we will choose only show options that are eligible for RDS free tier. Then DB Engine is MySQL, license model as well as DB Engine version. You can choose whatsoever version you want. I will choose by default 5.6.36 here. Then the DB instance class, what sort of configuration you want for your DB instance. I will choose DB-T2 tier micro version, where I will have one virtual CPU as well as 1 GB RAM. Network performance will be low, so it's not a matter of worry because it's just an experiment which we are conducting right now. Then our storage type will be general purpose, solid state disk. Then we can go for DB instance identifier. Now here we will give a name to our DB instance. So yeah, I have filled all the details required. For example, DB instance identifier name is compare clouds. Its master username to access is AWS DB587, and I have provided a master password for it. So let us go to the next step now, configuring advanced settings. Yeah, here we will choose our default virtual private cloud being provided by Amazon Web Services. Our subnet group will be default. You can even create new VPC if you want. We'll go with the default version for this experiment. If you want to deploy this instance in a specific availability zone, then you can select here. So I have chosen the first one. Now VPC security group, again I will choose default VPC. Then we have database options. Here we will provide name to our database. So let me fill the details first. Yeah, so as you can see, our database name is compare CC. It says if you will not provide any database name, then it will consider a default database name for MySQL. Then the port number and the parameter group. Right now I'm choosing the default version of MySQL 5.6. Then option group, you can even choose copy tags to snapshots if you want, and also you can enable identity and access management for your DB if you want. For now I will keep it as no preference. Then you can select backup retention period. For example, as by default it is 7 days, so your backup will be available for 7 days. You can choose for backup window for scheduling automatic backups. Right now I will choose no preference. Then you can choose enhanced monitoring if you want for your DB instance, and as well as minor version updates by default. Let me launch our DB instance now. Yeah, so our DB instance is being created, and it may take few times to fully launch it. Until then, we can see that once Amazon RDS finishes provisioning your DB instance, you can use a SQL client application or utility to connect to the instance. We will see how we can do that. So let us view our DB instance now. So this is our dashboard of launching a DB instance, and whatsoever DB instances being launched, we can have a look over here about them. So DB instance name, status, it's backing up right now, current activity, maintenance, class, and several other columns are available. You can even see that we have multi-Z option no as of now. Alarms and recent events are not updated, and our instance is being monitored for CPU as well as for memory and storage. And this is the endpoint URL of our DB instance, which we will use to connect to our DB instance remotely. Now, a DB cluster will have n number of resources. You can add various resources in the DB cluster, and with the help of that cluster you can avail services of these resources. Then we have reserved DB instances. You can purchase instances, you can reserve it for your future purpose to use. Then you can create snapshot of the DB instance if you want to, so that you can use the configuration of that DB instance for another various DB instances which you may use in the future. You can see there are various details available for that DB instance. You can perform various actions on it, copy snapshot, migrate snapshot, and etc. Then you have parameter groups. Right now we have a default parameter group for our DB instance which we have created. You can click on create parameter group for creating n numbers of parameter group. Then you have subnet group. We have two subnet groups. One is default and another is for virtual private cloud, which has been created automatically. Then these are the events that had happened. For example, backup of our DB instance is created, and basically now our DB instance is in available state. In the next video, we will see how to connect to these DB instance remotely, and can even further launch another DB instance. Cloud. Few benefits of using Amazon Relational Database Services. First, it's highly scalable. You can scale your database compute and storage resources with only a few mouse clicks or an API call, often with no downtime. AWS RDS is highly available and durable. Amazon RDS runs on the same highly reliable infrastructure used by other Amazon Web Services. So, that's all for this journey. If you are enthusiastic and want to know anything else, you can ping or mail at computeclouds@gmail.com.